Welcome back. For large-scale producers, mechanization reduces human and animal traffic by setting the farm as a quarantine seed production area, and this way there are no incidences of getting germs that contaminate seeds. Additionally, it makes work easier for large-scale multiplication within stipulated timelines. For instance, a single machine cultivates, prepares ridges, and incorporates fertilizers in the soil. At Kisima, the farm is highly mechanized, and as a result, the potato unit is run by only 100 employees. Potato seedlings can be produced through a technology known as stem cutting. Cuttings are similar to a nursery-grown seedling, except that it is grown through vegetative means and not from the seeds. The cuttings are produced from tissue culture plantlets in a greenhouse, and after rooting, they are planted in the fields. This is different from producing potatoes from mini tubers. Tissue culture is the growth of tissues or cells in an artificial medium separate from the organism. This is typically facilitated via use of liquid, semi-solid, or a solid growth medium. You will need a clean environment for this process. Patrick Boy is a research technologist at KALRO Potato Research Center at Tigoni, takes us through this process.
In potato, we have 6 viruses that we normally look at. And because of that, we have to start with what we call a cell, a meristem cell. And a meristem cell is found between the leaf and the stem of the plant. We extract the meristem cell and put it or culture in a test tube like this one here. So that cell, after some months, it will grow into a plantlet. And this plantlet is free from virus. And maybe we have 2 or 3. We need to make millions of plants out of this one plantlet, which is free from virus. So out of this process, we prepare media. We have media we have prepared here. And now each knot of this, each knot is a plant. You just cut each knot is a plant. So within a very short time, one plantlet alone can give us millions of plants which are free from viruses or diseases. And then now, from there now we can now take them out to the greenhouses now to introduce those plants now into pots or aeroponic, so that at the end we have tubers now. Tubers which are free from disease or viruses or diseases, so that now from there now we can now start now preparing seed for the farmer.
There is another technology known as aeroponics. Plants are suspended in a closed or semi-closed environment by spraying the plant's dangling roots and the lower stem with an atomized or nutrient-rich water solution. The leaves and the crown, often called the canopy, extend above. Aeroponics system nourish plants with nothing more than nutrient-laden mist. The concept is an advancement of the hydroponic system. The roots hang in the air and are periodically fed with nutrient-laden water through misters. Aeroponic plants need less nutrients and water on average because the nutrient absorption rate is higher, and plants usually respond to the systems by growing even more roots. Tubers are covered with a dark cover to prevent light and to allow the tubers to develop. Hydroponics, by definition, is a method of growing plants in a water-based, nutrient-rich solution. Hydroponics does not use soil. Instead, the root system is supported using an inert medium such as foam, which is used here. Potato storage, and especially for those farmers doing on-farm seed multiplication, is one area that has not seen any investment worth writing home about. Generally, potato storage involves 3 stages: curing, cooling, and storage. Curing lasts between 7 to 15 days depending on the status of the tubers at harvest. It is aimed at ensuring that the skin of the potato is properly set and bruises are completely healed to stop disease infestation. This is aimed at attaining the temperature at harvest time with the temperature inside the store.
When we come to storage of where that is the potato that is used for eating, for consumption. We have to prevent light from reaching those tubers, because immediately light, there is a kind of a chemical reaction between a tuber and the light. The tuber becomes green, and that green creates a poison called cyanide. It has a cyanide, and it is poisonous to human beings. So whatever tuber that will be used for consumption should not be green. So when we are storing seed, we really don't mind the seed getting green, but would mind the seed getting infected by different pests like potato tuber moth or aphids. So we have the screen net. But when we have potatoes which will be used for consumption, we have to cover them with grass, as we have behind me. That this lot is awaiting sorting and grading. So whatever will go into consumption, the tubers that are bigger than the seed size will go into the market, and they have to be covered to prevent them from greening. Then when we are doing a store, which will not be cooled by electricity, we have to create an atmosphere whereby air will get into the store, cool your produce, and then it gets out. So on the walls of the store, there are small holes. They are there by design, so that they can remove the warm air that the warm air that goes through the store back into the atmosphere.
At Kisima, after grading, the seeds are stored at between 11 to 13 degrees Celsius. The seeds can, however, be stored for as long as 6 months by lowering the temperature to 4 degrees.
We store them in our stores under certain temperatures. We put them under temperatures of 13 degrees. But again, if we want to 13 to 11, if we want these seeds to sprout early enough, we will put them under 13 to 11 degrees. But if we want to still continue, if we have our own seeds, like for example, if we want to keep these seeds to be ready in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months, we will reduce the temperatures to 4 degrees. But again, something very important, our system, you cannot put just potatoes on from 13 to 4. You will only put it to 13, but it will be reducing as 0.5 by 0.5 degree every day, every after 24 hours. It reduces automatically until it gets to 4 degrees. That will take some days. So until you get to 4 degrees. By so doing, we don't want just to stress this tuber. It can rot if you just take it from store where the temperatures are 13, and you put it on under 4 degrees.
A 50-kilogram bag of certified seeds fetches between 2,500 and 3,000 Kenya shillings. A farmer willing to do on-farm seed multiplication is advised to start small and amass gradually due to high cost of seeds and longevity of the breaking even point. Stay tuned to KTN Farmers TV.